bet. Just proud of the guys. Thought it was a solid overall performance. Team football, getting the takeaways and put points on the board when we got the ball back, getting a stop on fourth down, scoring, getting the field goal, forcing to a field goal at the end of the half, and the offense responded with a quick drive. I think, and then coming back in the third quarter too. Those are big swings in momentum, and I think our guys with their energy, it was there all week, just knowing that the only choice is always to go back to work, and that's the way it's always going to be. And they did exactly that. I thought it was the best rhythm to practice. I think they're getting into the flow now of what a game plan week looks like. Last week was the first week where you had your typical week and not some extra days. And this week you could just feel it was all kind of syncing up. So was expecting a good performance, and never going to be perfect, but a lot of great things to build off of.
Thanks, Coach. We have some questions right here in the front row. Charlie, go ahead, start us off.
Coach, just give an update on Malachi and
Yep, Malachi got hit to the head, so I think we're just going through probably the protocol with him, and it helps having a bye week here. So I'm thinking he'll be all right, be fine. Rusaw, lower leg. I don't know exactly where, but I know it is lower, and we'll just continue to evaluate with him. And who's the third one? Richard Young. I think same thing. So just lower leg. I think actually very similar, below the knee area. So just we'll continue to evaluate those guys. Definitely good to have a couple weeks here, get ready.
Nick?
Yeah, the offensive line, now that you're ready to walk back, and then you have Elijah on the right side. What did you see from them today, and what did you football?
Yeah, I thought they just did a consistent job of making sure Jalen could stay upright, wasn't rushed, hurried. It's amazing how your play calls can just be so much easier, and you're down in distances that much more favorable when you can protect your quarterback and make every throw count. Where there's not throwaways where you're getting hit, and I thought there was just good gelling, considered really their first game action altogether. And then, between running backs and Jalen, just finding different ways to attack with the run game, and they just, opened up the seams. And I felt like really not any missed assignments. I'm sure there's something in there that we'll find, but when it came to running the football, just getting those big bodies all working together, and whatever play was called, I felt like they were, in sync and giving us a chance, and then letting Jam, and I know Jam had a big game, and Jalen as well. So I like the balance of what we were able to do, both run and pass, and that starts up front.
Katie, you got a question on the left?
You and Kane both talked this week about turnovers. How pleased were you with how aggressive the defense was, forcing 4 fumbles, recovering 2?
Yeah, those 2 strip sacks, those 2 strips could have been really big for us. But that was, getting them early, getting one early, just getting that momentum. It just becomes contagious, and I love it. The guys have a lot of confidence. We almost had, I think, an interception there with Keon early too, and so those guys are playing aggressive, playing confident, and they're going to come in bunches. And I feel like we're just still at the tip of the iceberg of what we can do when it comes to taking the ball away.
Matt?
Big day for LT Overton. What do you think of how he played?
He's, you expect that from him, and he's just going to be continually coming after you, and it's not just against one or the other, run or pass. It's both. He's just a physical presence in there. I love the way he plays. It's a business-like approach that he has, whether it's in practice or games. I just got a lot of trust and confidence that he's going to bring his best, and he fits so well within our scheme that I know we're very confident whatever it is. If he's got something we're asking him to do, that he's going to get it done, and make sure he first of all takes care of his responsibility, and then goes and make plays.
Chase, go ahead.
I want to ask you about the first touchdown pass that Milroe threw to Ryan Williams in the end zone. It looked like the trajectory was pretty low, which kind of allowed him to hit that pass because he might have run out of room in the back of the end zone if he'd have laid it out higher. What do you think of that throw?
Yeah, I thought it was right on the money, and I love what Jalen did with those balls that were down the field. Gave our guys a chance, and our guys did a nice job of getting some separation there too, and Ryan in that case, and we didn't get a step. Let's get it done. And as you said, you get to the back of the end zone or towards the sideline, both those things were coming on Ryan quickly, but because of the trajectory, and I think it goes back to, again, Jalen had some time back there. He had a second to really sort things out, see it, not feel rushed, and put a good ball on Ryan, and Ryan, tracking it and doing what he does.
Second round, Ryan, let's go to Alex and Kelly.
First road test coming off of a shaky performance against South Florida for the first part of that game. How'd you like that it responded? And also, just what went into the decision to start Pritchett like that?
You just, Pritchett being healthy and just finding that, really between Caden, Pritchett, and the rest of the crew, we felt very confident, going into week 1, and Wilkin will continue to, work in the mix and be a part of it as well. And Gino came in and did a nice job spelling some snaps there too. So we're gonna need them all. We're gonna need them all. I just know how the season goes, and they're just gonna always keep getting better. And what was the first question?
Just about coming off of a shaky performance against
Yeah.
South Florida and then going on the road. For the first time.
On the road, I just, there was a business-like approach to us in the locker room pregame. There was a lot of energy, a lot of fire. I think that's just these guys and their passion. It's impressive being in here, and it's impressive at halftime as you're getting them in, that they can just really have that confidence, the energy being sustained. Is something I'm really learning about our guys. And you see it in practice, and you think that that's what's going to be, and you just never know. And here we are, 3 weeks in, and I'm really pleased with how they have that business-like approach, but there's a lot of energy too. Because some teams, you have so much energy that you really, you start making those mistakes. And I feel like we were able to hone it the right things and focus it on the right spots, and that's playing well.
All right, that's Joe.
I'd like to ask you about the other touchdown pass to Jerry Bernard down on this end. What did you see with Jalen Milroe and the placement on that route?
Yeah, that one's a route that takes a little time to develop, a little post corner route. I thought it was a great play call. When I heard it, I loved it, and just staying aggressive. Obviously, the clock, we had to do that, but the time that it took, because it is developed a little bit slower, and Jerm doing a good job of clearing and not running into and using just the veteran savvy that he has to set the direction, set the path that he was going to be on. And Jalen, again, giving him a chance, a 1 yard wider, and it's an incomplete pass, and Jerm catching it first and then getting his feet down. And so just great execution all around.
All right, we got 3 more questions left. Just standing up on the back left.
Okay, just want to ask about the end of the first half sequence, they're kicking a field goal to coach, a 1-possession game, 2 quick plays, touchdown. What was the mentality, the message of the team to be aggressive there?
Yeah, it happened to me. We're going to be aggressive. We had 3 timeouts, and so a lot of time with those timeouts. And so, we got playmakers like we have. You want to give them a chance to make plays, and every possession matters. And we went after it. And the first throw down the sideline to Ryan really set things up well. To now we're looking at getting points no matter what. I love the aggressiveness again with the play call to go post corner to Jerm. And then in the locker room, just really not being happy and satisfied with that score, coming back out and doing a good job of executing the next drive. I think that shows growth in our team, that you do it back to back in those big moments where really, their team didn't touch the ball, and all of a sudden there's 14 points put on the board.
So far right, back row.
Yeah, Kalen, in terms of the approach of the team, how much of that is them getting used to playing with each other, but also getting used to playing with you guys in season, game to game?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of that is just nuances that you don't really realize, and I think unless you're right there in the fire with the guys, there's just play calling rhythms and taking the field and how we communicate. There's so many nuances I think that the great teams have, and we're a work in progress in all those things. And there's things that I saw where we did a better job, and there's things that just still once in a while. I don't want to say, when I say clunky, it's a negative word. Now it's gonna feel like, hey, we aren't doing things we're supposed to. I think we are. It just takes time. It takes repetitions for everyone. And we were much more in sync this week, whether it was today or whether it was all week through our game planning, the calls that we're making. There's recall now. There's some recall with our play calls from last week or the week before. And it isn't just us going against our defense. We're seeing different looks, and we're understanding that those adjustments week to week against different opponents and different schemes are important. And I thought they did a great job preparing, set us up for success today.
All right, last question right in the middle.
Kalen, you talked a little bit about Keon Savin with his near interception there in the first half. What have you seen from him in the first few games? He had 2 interceptions in the opener, and looks like he's continuing his strong play.
Yeah, I don't think I'm the only one. I think a lot of people have a lot of confidence in him out there. That he's gonna be in the right spot. He's instinctive. He sees the field really well. He just feels things. You know, and he's I mean, I just don't know if he's out of position ever. You know, I mean, I'm sure there's you know little details that we'll find and so forth, but I just trust him. I just trust him, and I love the quiet swagger that he has about it. He just goes out there, and it's a business-like approach, and he loves the game, and I know he's you know having fun being here, and we're certainly glad he's with us. That's for sure.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Todd.
Thank you, Coach.
Players.